Yeah.
William, what's the biggest thing that you guys need to, I guess, change to get more consistent performances going here?
I think you just got to work on the simple things. You got to break out a little smoother and, get more pressure in the ozone. I think last night was hard for our line to get that sustained pressure, so got to get better on that side.
Does it feel like it's something close, just a few minor tweaks, and the game, will start clicking?
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I think that everybody knows the way we can play. We just got to get back to that level.
Any sense why it's been consistent to start this year? Is it just the early season things, or what?
Yeah, early season, and I think, we just got to get back to our, simplify our game, and then I think everything will take care of itself.
What worked well? What worked so well with Alex on your line when he's been there?
We've had great chemistry whenever we play together. So, whether we play together all year or just get put in for a game, I think we click right off the bat.
You're a good coach, right?
Yeah. So, Justin, what's the key for the defense? What are you guys focused on right now?
I think we need to do a better job of, putting our forwards in better spots with the puck and, being able to kind of drive play better that way.
How do you work on that?
I think it's just the reps in practice and trying to do the right things and, draw a guy to you before you move it.
Is it sometimes harder to get the simple things back when they are gone?
It's just everyone needs to be connected, and whether it's D and forwards or in the offensive zone, neutral zone, D zone, everyone's got to be connected in the right spots. So it's definitely a group effort every time.
It's such a fast game. Is it something that just a little extra focus, a little something different can all click and really work?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, as defensemen, I think we need to do a good job, or maybe a better job of putting our forwards in better positions with the puck. And on the flip side, we need them in the right spots as well. So, again, it's going to be a group effort.
Saw Sheldon talk to you. Does he have a specific message for you right now?
I think it's just kind of similar to that, and learning how to drive play a little bit better.
How can you do that?
By just like I said, yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the main focus.
And how are you feeling? I'm sure you're feeling some of those things you just laid out, but just in general, how are you working through this early season stuff?
It's good. Obviously we want to experience a little more success, but the beauty of hockey is that every day is a new opportunity, and we got a good chance here on a back-to-back and make this a successful trip.
Is there a sense of urgency in the group? I know it's still relatively early, but what's your sense of the group as a whole?
Yeah, I think there's always a sense of urgency. Every game is very important, and all these points matter. So I think there's always a sense of urgency, and we're just looking to get a good result tomorrow.
How are you feeling right now with what's coming tomorrow?
Of course, a little bit nervous, but I'm excited. I was waiting for a bit for this moment, so I'm just excited and ready to go.
What do you have to do to have success tomorrow?
Just play smart, be simple, and just play structure. Yeah, team structure. Yeah.
How did you find out about it?
I just came in this morning and I saw myself on the board on the third pair with Gio, and on the ice, Sheldon came up to me and just told me I'm going to play tomorrow.
What does it mean to be making your debut with Gio? A guy like that with his reputation and experience.
Yeah, when he saw me on the boards with him, I came up to him and we talked to each other, and I'm going to remember my first game is going to be with him. So, yeah, he's experienced, so he's going to help me a lot, and hopefully I will help him too.
Have you phoned home to tell your family yet?
No, yeah,
what did they say?
There was no chance yet, so
Yeah.
I have to go get my phone now and let everybody know.
Yeah. What do you think they're going to say? They waited a
They're
long
just
time
going to be
like
excited,
you.
yeah. And I have a pretty big family, so I have to call my brothers, and so it's got lots of phones.
Sheldon said you came up a couple of times and didn't get a chance to use you. And, did that frustrate you at all a little bit, or did you know your time would come eventually?
Not really. I knew it at the time will come, and I was just waiting for a chance, and the chance coming tomorrow, so I'll be ready for it.
How old were you when you thought the NHL might be a real attainable dream of yours?
I didn't really think about it, but I would say 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
That's my age right now, so not before that probably.
How about your first game in Los Angeles, California? That's a big deal too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be excited, and also I saw Jared Anderson Nolan play the other day, and I used to play with him in Spokane, so
Oh,
so
okay.
it will be nice to see him on the ice if he's going to play. So.
Right. Of course.
When you dreamed of your first NHL game, what did you see? What was that dream like?
Sorry, one more.
When you dreamed of your first NHL game, did you see yourself scoring a goal? Like, what did you see?
Not really. Just probably just enjoy it and win the game. And if I score, I don't know, like apple, it's just extra. And I just want to, be simple. And I just want to step by step, you know.
Did you have a favorite Czech NHL player?
My favorite Czech NHL player used to be Alešamský because I used to be forward, and Marek Šedlický, of course. And Tomáš Kamrle. Right.
That's the right answer here.
Yes.
When did you switch from forward to D?
When I was 14, 15. So.
Is it something you wanted or a coach said?
So the coach said I might be better defense player. So, and I would say if I wouldn't be defense, I wouldn't be here probably. I would be that good forward as a D.
Right.
What do you make of Nick's kind of back story?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, does that make you feel really old? Like,
no, he's just really young. No, it's cool. Obviously, I think, when you start to, play with guys who watched you growing up, I guess you could feel old, but at the same time, for me, it's kind of an honor because it's a testament. I'm still in this league, I'm still going, so, it's still really cool to hear.
what's your sense of this group right now as you work through some inconsistencies early in the season?
Yeah, that's just it. I think we're like any other team. We have a few inconsistencies, and we just got to keep working on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, I think some things get blown out of proportion. We know we got to be better, and we're going to be better. It's just within our dressing room. We just got to come to work and make sure we're correcting our mistakes.
You've been on a lot of good teams, I'm sure, that kind of struggled early on to kind of find the game. Just, what does it take to go from just little minor tweaks missing to finding the game?
It's like I said, it's just that consistency. You gotta make sure everyone's on the same page and doing the same things, right? I have no doubt in my mind, that this group is dedicated enough to right the ship. But to be honest, I think we have to take it upon ourselves, just to do those little things, just a little bit more here, a little bit more there, and we'll be fine. We got a great group in here, we got a great group of leaders, and I have no doubt we'll figure it out.
Do you feel like things you mentioned blown out of proportion? Do you feel like there is being too much made of what the team is dealing with early this season, or how would you describe it?
Things happen. We were 2-4-1 last year at this point.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the same thing last year. So for us, we just got to look within ourselves and make sure we hold each other accountable. Well, that's about it.
What's I guess, in your mind, the biggest area of emphasis and focus for you guys in terms of getting things rolling more consistent here?
Yeah, I think obviously we talk, offensively about, trying to get better job of breaking teams down and getting onto the inside and how we do that. And then at times, just being good on both sides of the puck in the neutral zone. At times it hasn't been to the level of the execution that we need it to be. So, and then the way we break the puck out too, and at times, that hasn't been as clean as we'd like it to be. So, at times, things aren't going to go as well. There's other good players, other good teams are going to generate momentum, but it's how we, find our way quickly back to the way we need to play and grab momentum and getting our game really connected. It just hasn't been as consistent as we'd like it to be, but, every day is a chance to get better and work on things and see where we can make improvements and continue to push each other to be better.
What's your sense of urgency for this? It is still relatively early in the season, but I know, I was just talking to guys last night, there does seem to be some frustration.
Well, each and every game is important. You don't approach any game really differently. We go out there to play to win each and every night and prepare that way. So, we obviously just want to get better and better each day and get the results that we need and really start to string some together and generate momentum. So it's just working towards that. Can't accomplish all that in one day, in 1 week, 1 month. I think it's cumulative and there's going to be hurdles and challenges along that way, and just continue to work through that and find ways to be better. So next test is tomorrow. Good day today. Rest up and be ready to get at it.
What was the biggest issue, do you think, for your line? You guys have had a pretty good run here, but last night in San Jose?
Yeah, we just, I don't think executed with the puck as much as we'd like. And obviously we had a lot of matchup against probably their best offensive line, and I think trying to be cognizant and aware of making sure that we're good away from the puck, especially when things maybe don't feel quite as connected, or we're not executing the way we need to. So we need to defend well and just have to maybe simplify and get pucks in behind them and use your speed and your forecheck to try to create some turnovers and get some looks that way. So yes, they're certainly a game to improve on for us.
When you and William are kind of dialed in together, is that what you see as happening? You're forcing turnovers? Like, is
That, and I think we're using each other really well. So continuing to play off one another, and especially the guy without the puck. Finding the open area, the guy with the puck has created, or the type of pressure that he's drawn to him. So making those reads off each other.
Did you say anything to a guy like Filip before he makes his NHL debut?
I think just to enjoy it, and have some fun, and it's great to see anybody get that first opportunity. You remember what it's like for yourself. So I think just to give encouragement and support, and tell them not to forget to enjoy the moment.
Kind of along the same lines, as a big night for Nick playing for his hometown, playing for his hometown.
Yeah, it's always awesome. I think anyone head back to where they're from and get a lot of friends and family. That's obviously, play a major role in getting to this, getting to the National Hockey League and getting your opportunity to play. And it's nice to share that and have that opportunity with lots of friends and family. And so no doubt, definitely know that feeling and what that's like. So great for him, and I know he'll enjoy it.
What do you think of the Black Unis?
They're great. Obviously, came out with them last year and have been a real hit. So something unique, pretty cool, and more modern for us. So obviously a great connection with Beebs and Drew. So they look sharp.
Did you feel the knee at all yesterday, or you mentioned it was a bit stiff maybe in practice the other day?
Yeah, no, it's getting better and better.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So
Okay.
no complaints there.
What are we doing today?
Weather's
You guys got here quick.
Can't get rid of us, huh?
Yeah, should have practiced earlier.
Speaking of practice, what was your game plan today? Like, what did you want to accomplish? I saw you start with the different positions, kind of doing some skill work maybe. Like, what did you want to get out of today?
Well, we just wanted to get better is the main theme, but we start the practice with some skill development stuff that we normally would do as part of our regular routine when we're at home. And we've been away from home for quite some time here now, and I think that's generally what happens is over the course of the season and a busy schedule, some of the habits and details of your game start to slip. That's why we do skill development as much as we do. So just reconnecting with some of those principles that our defensemen in particular usually have ability to execute at a high level. It hasn't been the case, so we wanted to touch on that, and then forwards have some things to work on themselves there. So it was a good opportunity to start practice that way and really just kind of get right to the meat of what we need to get better at.
Why is now the right time to give Filip Kral his NHL debut?
Well, we just looked at it. It's a back-to-back situation here, and frankly, my intention would have been to get him in one of the games. And I think if you're him and you're playing your first NHL game, it's good to know in advance and come out after a practice day rather than being thrown in for a 5 o'clock game on a back-to-back. So that's really it. But I think Kral's a guy that's had good camps for us and hasn't had this opportunity, but he's a good young player that has confidence with the puck, moves it well. He's got some good size to him and all of that. So there's things we like about him, and like I said, the schedule being what it has been, the length of time on the road, we feel like we need to use some of the extra guys, and in Kral's situation specifically, I think it just makes more sense to do it on the front half of the back-to-back.
What are some of the things you were looking for from maybe your bottom six with some of the changes that you made today?
Well, it's more just, again, kind of keeping people involved, actually. I mean, in terms of the camp line, I thought they were really good last night, and Aston Reese had a role in that. There's certainly Camp and Engvall being back together. We liked the results of that, and that line was good. But Obey Kubel at the same time has been sitting for quite a while here now and want to get his legs into the lineup, and he's eager to get back in, so needed to make a change there to make that happen. And then Simmer again, just want to have him involved and get him back in as well. Again, same sort of idea that with it being a back-to-back, the intention is that we would use our depth that way, and just like this setup going into the game. And then, the change on the forward lines there with the left wingers kind of shuffling about. That's sort of just looking at it and trying to give Robertson a different look. And being on the road as much as we have been, and that line's been really kind of been targeted in terms of matchups and having to play against other teams' best players. So we're just trying to lighten the load there a little bit there for him, and at the same time capitalize on the fact that Kerfoot's coming off a real good game on the wing.
It's Nick's first game in front of his hometown. We take it for granted in Toronto sometimes. So many guys are always playing. Do you expect sort of the same sort of bump from Nick to be excited to play for his?
Well, I know he's excited. You can see it in talking with him. In terms of a bump, I don't know. I think he's given us a lot, and he's given us a lot of energy, and he's putting everything he has into every shift. So I don't know about that. If anything, we just want to make sure he just relaxes and plays his game and does the things that he's capable of doing. But I know this would be a big moment for a kid. I mean, you grow up in this area in particular, it's a little less common for guys to come in and play in California. It's certainly happening more frequently these days, but for him, I know it would be a thrill. I know he's talked about the fact that Simmonds is one of the guys that he watched. Now he's on his line, so it's crazy how things work out sometimes, but a big moment for he and his family.
You said the other day Samsonov was a bit under the weather. How's he feeling?
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he seems like he's shaking it off, but it wasn't a huge deal, but just certainly was something going into that Vegas game that was bothering him, and he pushed through it. But given how much we had to rely on him in that game in particular, I just thought it made sense to give him that extra day, and he'll be ready tomorrow.
Given how long you've had Justin, is there something you found that really gets him back on track when he's maybe off his game?
I think Justin likes really direct and honest feedback. We've given him that. Certainly a little more direct here today because I think it's been snowballing here and it hasn't taken the positive steps we'd like it to. But he's an experienced guy in the league here now. He's an important guy for us because of what he does on the penalty kill and with the injuries we've had. He's an important guy for us there in the PK. He's our only right-handed shot defenseman at this time. And, it takes on a lot of heavy minutes defensively. So he's an important guy that we need to get more out of.